What's up, my movie people? I hope you're all doing well. It's a new month, which means we have to discuss all the new movies coming to theaters and streaming, and there is a decent amount of them this month. Before we get started, make sure to leave a like, as it does help me out a lot, and it is free to do so. But the first batch of movies coming to theaters on April 4th are The Friends, starring Naomi Watts and Bill Murray. This is about a writer who adopts a Great Dane that belonged to a late friend and mentor. I just watched the trailer for the first time on this one. It looks like a simple story. It looks like a pretty okay, enjoyable film. Looks like maybe a 6 or 7 out of 10 type of movie. You know, all the movies that have dogs in them are really, make you cry. They're always prone to making people cry. So I know this one is going to have a lot of people in tears, but it looks pretty decent. Then on the same day, we have a Minecraft movie, which is something I'm not excited for. I'm a huge Minecraft fan. I've been playing ever since I was in like 5th grade. Now I'm graduated high school like 2 years ago. I always remember getting in trouble because in the summers of like my middle school year, I always played Minecraft for like 10 hours a day, but it was the summer. So what else was I supposed to do? But it's one of my favorite games. It's a game that can be played by all ages because you can build anything you want. It's just a really fun game. The movie though, they're really not doing it how I wanted it. They're trying to make it like Jumanji when they should have made it like an animated movie. I'll probably rage a lot in my review, so my review will be very funny for that one, but I'm just not excited to see that. Then we have Freaky Tales on the same day, which is a very interesting movie. It's a really weird one to explain. The trailer is out for this one, has like Pedro Pascal in it, but this one is like 4 interconnected stories in 1987, and it kind of tells stories about like love of music, movies, people, places, and memories beyond like our knowable universe. It's a crazy story. I'm not even going to explain it any more than that premise, but the cast looks really fun, and ultimately it just looks like a fun time in the theaters. The last movie on April 4th is actually going to be Hell of a Summer, and this is Finn Wolfhard's directorial debut. I'm really excited to see what he can do as a director, because as we know, as an actor, he's really good, especially from the It movies, Stranger Things. He has his final season coming out. This is basically a straightforward movie. It's a slasher about, the counselors of a summer camp are being terrorized by a masked killer. I'm very excited for this one. Finn Wolfhard, as I said, directs it, but he also stars in it. Then we also have Fred Heckinger. I'm really loving what Fred Heckinger is bringing. He's been in so many movies this past year. He was in Thelma, Gladiator, this one, and I'm forgetting another one, but he's been in so many movies. But I do think he's a great actor, and I'm very excited for this one. I always love a good slasher. The next Friday on the 11th, we have The Amateur, starring Rami Malek. He's basically a CIA crypto guy. His wife gets killed, and then he's got to learn how to fight. He's got to kill the group of terrorists that killed his wife. So it's kind of like a revenge story that we've seen before, but Rami Malek is the lead in this one. I don't think we've seen him be a lead in a movie since he won an Oscar for Bohemian Rhapsody. Not too sure on the information there. I know he was in Oppenheimer, but as a supporting role. It's going to be fun to see him as a lead again. Then we have Warfare, which is going to be a very interesting movie. This is co-directed by Alex Garland and Ray Mendoza. And this is a very interesting movie for the fact that Ray Mendoza, one of the co-directors, this is basically part of his life story. This is retold through the memories that he had during this event. So this is an event that he lived with the squad of Navy SEALs. I know people are going to say, oh, it's like pro-war and all that. But no. I've talked to people who've seen this movie. They've said it shows that war is just very harmful. It's something that it's like something that we shouldn't be doing, going that far. Just it shouldn't happen. And it kind of shows the destruction of war, the destruction of people in this movie. Yeah, but I've heard some early reactions. I've heard that this one is great. It's funny though, A24 and Alex Garland just teamed up last year for Civil War. So, the same time we're having 2 different war movies. I think that this one is going to be probably one of the best movies of the month. And then we have Drop, which is one that I'm not too excited for, mostly because the trailer just really annoys me. And I've seen the trailer between like every single movie that I've seen in the last 2 months. It's kind of about like this mom, she goes on the first date after many years, and then she gets messages on her phone about like stuff that's, putting her in harm and all that. It'll be interesting, but the trailer just made me so mad. I think that it will be, a Blumhouse movie, maybe like a 5 out of 10. Blumhouse hasn't been doing that well recently, so I'm not expecting a lot, but I'll keep an open mind. On April 18th, we have one of my most anticipated movies of the month, one of my most anticipated movies of the year, Sinners, coming from Ryan Coogler. This is about 2 twin brothers played by Michael B. Jordan. So excited to see Michael B. Jordan playing 2 roles. They return to their hometown to start living, only to discover then evil threat is lurking them when they return, which is basically vampires. It's not a spoiler, it's in the trailer, but this movie looks really, really good. It's Ryan Coogler's, I think, first time making a horror movie, because he's done the Creed movies, he's done Fruitvale Station and Black Panther. I'm such a big fan of his work. He really hasn't made a bad movie to date. I just love rewatching the Creed movies. He, of course, didn't make the third one. That was Michael B. Jordan himself. Maybe he'll come back and do another one, but I just think that he does such a great job at making movies, especially adding, music to his movies. This one has like a music subplot, which is going to be interesting. It's shot on Kodak film, like many, I think, I don't know if it's 65 millimeter. I'm not too sure on that one, but the filmmaking on this looks extreme, looks amazing to see a horror movie being made. I cannot wait. Then on the same day, we have what could be one of the worst movies of the year, which is going to be Sneaks. This is about, it's exactly what you think it is. Two sneakers are kind of talking in this movie. It's an animated movie about two talking sneakers, and you see a lot of other sneakers talking, and one of them gets lost, so he has to find his other sneak. Basically, it's brother and sister, which kind of doesn't make any sense. I don't know what's going on there. There's some good voice actors in this one. I think Anthony Mackie is voicing one of the sneakers. But yeah, I think that this movie could be really bad. Then on Tuesday, April 22nd, I know this isn't a movie, but I gotta talk about it's Andor. Season 2 is starting with 3 episodes for 3 Tuesdays. So this first Tuesday, 3 episodes, and then the next 2 weeks after it, so you get 3 episodes. So it's 12 episodes in total, but it's like an hour and a half to like 2 hours. Actually, no, it's more than that. It's like almost 3 hours worth of content for 3 Tuesdays in a row, because the Andor episodes are usually pretty long. They're like 45 minutes or so to 50 minutes long. I am so excited. The 2 trailers that we had are just so hype. You have the Star Destroyer alarm in the background goes off, just like the Rogue One trailer. I think Andor and Rogue One are 2 of my favorite projects in the whole Star Wars universe. Rogue One has been my favorite Star Wars movie ever since I saw it for the first time. Sucks I didn't see it in theaters, but it's so good. And then just Andor, man. Who knew that Andor, a show like prequel to Rogue One would have been so good, but it's like the start of the rebellion with Cassian Andor. And season 2 is going to be even better because it leads right into Andor. Like, imagine finishing Andor season 2, then jumping right into Rogue One. Like, that's going to be so hype. And then Friday, April 25th, you get more Star Wars because Revenge of the Sith is having its 25th anniversary. Tickets have not launched on sale yet when I'm recording this, but they'll probably be on sale soon. I'm definitely going to this, as Revenge of the Sith is definitely my favorite prequel movie. It is really good. It's very dark. There's some issues with it still, but just the last 30 minutes are some of the best stuff that Star Wars has ever done. So I'm very excited to see that in theaters, because when that released in theaters, I don't know how old I was. I was definitely like maybe like 4, 5 years old, something like that. And then we have The Accountant 2 coming to theaters. Very, very happy that Amazon chose to release this in theaters, because the Simple Favor sequel, they're not doing in theaters, but The Accountant 2, they are. I've heard some good things about this one from South by Southwest. I actually just rewatched the first one. It still holds up. Very good movie. It's a very different movie than you'd expect it to be, like going into it, and then the last 30 minutes are just totally tonally different from the rest of the movie. But this one, it's like a buddy cop movie with, Ben Affleck and his brother in this, not his brother in real life, but his brother in the movie, John Bernthal. They're going to be teaming up, going against some other people. It's going to be very fun. I think it's going to be more action based than the first one, which I think a lot of people liked. And then on the same day, we have Havoc releasing on Netflix. This is going to be kind of another action movie, another hardcore action movie coming from, I think, the director of the Raid movies, which I've heard excellent things. I haven't gotten around to seeing those, but I've heard the Raid movies are great. Some of the best action movies we've had in the last 20 years. This one stars Tom Hardy, who's, of course, so good at action, but I'm happy that he's doing an action movie. I haven't liked his Venom movies that much since the first one. They haven't been that good. This one, it sounds like a simple story and kind of like drug deals gone wrong. He's got to go, kind of mystery, but the action is going to be the best part of this one, of course. Then the last movie of the month is going to be Until Dawn. This is an adaptation of the game of the same name for PlayStation and all that. This is about kind of like a group of friends that are trapped in a time loop after going to this house, and they get killed in many gruesome ways. They must survive until dawn. I haven't played the game on this one. What's funny is that I've heard the game is like completely different, which is weird. Why call Until Dawn if you're going to make it completely different than the game? But you know, who knows? It looks really fun though. It kind of looks like just like a Groundhog Day horror movie, which I think are really nice. You know, slasher movies, I'm always there for them, man. Slasher movies are what keep, you know, theaters together. Horror movies make a lot of money at the theater, especially because they usually have a smaller budget. The cast here looks pretty good. Lots of younger people, up and coming people. Very excited for that. You know, a lot of game fans might not like it, but I really like the trailers so far. I'm definitely going to pick up the game, even though it's very different. I've heard the game is amazing. The movie might be amazing, but I think the trailers look pretty good. It looks like a fun popcorn horror movie, and I love that kind of Groundhog Day concept that they're going with. So yeah, that's all the new movies releasing in theaters and streaming for April. Go ahead and leave down below in the comments what you guys are most excited for. I'm definitely most excited for Sinners, Until Dawn, The Accountant 2. Those are 3 that I'm most excited for, and then Havoc on Netflix. I'm very excited for that. Of course, Andor, not a movie, but still, it's like movies every Tuesday for me. But yeah, very excited for that one. Hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.